My beautiful stars, reading time. So I'm being called to do it. Is it really over, collective? Now, when I get called to do these, the right collective, you're in an obsessive mind frame right now. So let it be you're asking for a lot of signs, or, no signs you're receiving and validating your emotion. Let it be you're stuck in the tarot loop, or even trying to read your own energy. Energy like this, it's not just over, like it's kind of fixation energy. Okay, so if you're not fixating, if you're not obsessing, if you feel like you're actually doing okay, it's not your collective. But let's first ask the question, and then we'll break it all down. Let's see where it leads us first. This will either be more their feelings, intentions, or it might be some advice that you guys need to stand in your power and move on from this situation. So let's get into it. Okay. Has this person connected to the main collective moved on from this connection? Oh. We've got in the near future, getting more information. Hold on, one more. Has this person moved on? Trust. Okay. Why do I feel this person's, if they're getting more information, they'd be really checking on your socials right now. Hold on, what's this in the near future? This could mean they're reaching out in the near future, but yeah, there's an opportunity in the near future here. So your opportunity in the near future, getting more information. The universe is calling you to trust right now. I'm not going to lie, as I'm looking at these, and you know me, I'm always going to be really honest with what I'm feeling. I actually feel this person connected to you. If I would have tapped in on this, let it be a month or two ago, a yes would have come out. I'm going to be honest. I don't think this person has been... I don't think you've been a main focus for this person until recently. I feel something's transitioning out in this person's life, okay? I don't think that this person's been sitting there pining, I'm going to be honest. For them to be activating and getting more information about you, they don't have information about you. So they haven't been... watching and looking, and like they haven't been doing this until recently is what I'm hearing. I think this person's, when they chose to walk away, I really think this person could have blocked you on everything. Like it's really reminding me of one of those energies. Once this person made their mind up to be done, it was like, that's it, the door's closed. Okay, I'm going to be honest, but let's just confirm. In the near future, opportunity. About to take action. I'm going to get a lot of different decks here. If this sense of urgency and obsession and fixations just come over you out of nowhere, I actually feel the right collective, because there's a reason I said everything. I even said this collective, you might even be trying to read your own energy, so you could be very gifted, okay? And I feel energetically you can feel them pulling on your string right now. There's a couple things I'm already feeling detail-wise, so don't make it fit. The fact that I said that if I tried to tap into this a month or two ago, this would have been a big fat yes, like this is done, which means this isn't very fresh. This hasn't just happened over the past few days. Like I feel you guys have gone through a few ups and downs. Maybe you've had a few points of blocking, unblocking, maybe trying to make it work. It's not a clean break here. I feel your separation could have been quite messy, and maybe you tried after, the initial walk away to try and get it back on track, but if you did, I can't even see that maybe lasting a week. Like, I just feel it was never just a clean break, I'm out of here. Okay, let it be this person just after they popped up on your socials a bit, or every time you interacted after the main separation, it became too frictional, too chaotic. So it was the, the block game. You block them, they block. Like, I'm just, for me to feel that this person's energy really just had to shut the door and shut the door tight and think, I am done with this. And again, I'm not saying this to upset this collective, but I'm just going to be honest and transparent because I'm trying to ease your emotion. And sometimes honesty is what you guys need. I actually feel that this person really could have tried to move on with somebody else, or they were just really focusing on having a good time, getting out with friends. Like, I feel this is such a it's like just such a recent shift in their energy, which makes me think something has just happened in this person's life, which we will go through. But everything I say is for a reason, and from what I can feel, I do think this person was trying to avoid this connection like the plague. It was too painful here. But what's this getting more information? Asking this, maybe they're asking their angels for signs and stuff as well. Hold on, I want one more for this. It's saying meditation brings answers. This person could be very universally connected. I guess it could be. These two here, maybe this has been going on for over a year. Maybe it has been a little bit in and out for over a year. I don't want to say soul connection just yet. We need to get more decks. But if they're meditating, if they're asking for signs themselves, maybe they're just as much as a mess as you are right now. Because this is the energy I felt this collective was going through. I felt this collective, unless we're picking up a main masculine energy, I felt it was you guys trying to get answers, asking for signs, trying to get your own answers. The more I'm seeing this, I feel like I need to do a you versus them. Why do I feel I've got more and you don't need to be in a male vessel, it's what you're embodying most. I actually feel I've got majority masculine energy watching me, and it's their question, is this really over? And if it's the masculine watching, this would mean the feminine collective, because I feel you mirroring here, I'm going to be honest. Which the feminines, you really want to take action right now. And my feminines, if you're watching this and you've got a sense of urgency to take action and it's been brewing, and the relationship is how I've kind of described it, and you know through your journey that you have been having to heal your codependence, your abandonment, and your chasing energy, and this person, your last interaction, they have left you on red, or they didn't open up, or my advice, do not be moving forward and taking action, because you've got to heal that energy in you. Hopefully this is making sense and this isn't confusing. Every time this happens in the midst of a reading, I get confused, because this is where I felt the feminines were going through. Hold on, let's just get one more card. I'm going to break this down, you verse them. Trust. Perfect timing. Okay. And if it is perfect timing, masculine or feminine, whatever the case, this if you are the one that has felt like you have been so emotionally available and this person has not been emotionally available for you, or they've really affected your confidence, your self-worth, you need to stay put right now, because I actually think it's the masculine energy. I think it's both of you stressing, is this over? And if the masculines, if they did leave you the way that I was describing, like they kind of were just like, that's it, this is done, I'm blocking this out, they thought they were doing it from a place of strength and time would heal all wounds, they wouldn't have treated you right the last interaction. If this person connected to feminine energy, really did try and move on, and like, I just think they were trying to, it's literally putting you in that kind of condemned basket. Just my advice seeing this, if every time whoever the main collective is, you feel like you've put in the utmost effort to try and gain this person's affections back and it hasn't been reciprocated, just stay put, because the universe is activating something right now in both of you, okay? You need to trust in perfect timing, divine timing here. But I ain't gonna lie, I think you're both getting more information on one another, and especially from your teams up above. I think you both are asking for signs. I think you're driving yourselves crazy. I do think this person's checking your profiles. You would probably be checking their profiles. This is where I got so stuck, and that's like mirrored. So if you're not your collective, I think you're both trying to just find out things, find out where you are and who you're with, what you're doing. Yes, at the truth. All right, let's clear this out because this part's confusing me. So we're going to go, I'm going to start with masculine energy because my intuition tells me it's more masculine energy. Anyway, we're going to go masculine energy, then we're going to go feminine energy. And again, you don't need to be in a female or male vessel. All right, let's just get masculine emotion right now. Guilt. I think it's them. I think it's both of you asking if it's over. The masculine energy is feeling guilty. I feel pain from the damage I've caused here. Secrets, they could have held back a lot of truths. Maybe this was another reason they just chose to really cut this out, because they just couldn't own up to maybe some of the things that they were keeping back here. I haven't told you everything. Unappreciated. Maybe in the moment of your connection, they felt that maybe they were giving you, maybe they didn't feel appreciated by you in the connection. Okay, that's coming to my mind. But I'm starting to feel through this that this person is kind of going over missed opportunity here, and how they didn't appreciate you and the words and the vulnerability you were trying to give to them through whatever happened here. It was clearly painful, but this does say, I felt like you didn't care. So it's reminding me of one of my cut and run collectives. It's like, I think this person in their eye, especially past perception, they probably felt like they bent over backwards for you. They probably felt like they loved you more than you loved them. And unfortunately, I'm hearing this for a reason, don't make it fear. I think how this person felt unappreciated in your actual connection, it was like it was all a little too late. It's like when this person started pulling away, I feel the right collective, this is when you started really trying to put the right effort in with this person in their mind. But unfortunately, I feel they treated you through this separation how you made them feel in the actual. Not that they even knew they were doing it, I don't think. I think your behavior, unfortunately, it kind of rubbed off on them. And I just feel how this masculine dealt with this separation. It wasn't balanced, which means both of you weren't beautiful, balanced people when you came in. It was like when you were first together, it was clearly triggering. You clearly both needed to heal and evolve with emotion, because I'm not going to lie, I'm hearing childish. So I think this masculine energy actually feels that they didn't handle this right. But the sad thing is, in the moment, I don't think they realized they weren't handling it right. It's like the only way they knew how to deal with heartbreak. Right, collective, this will make sense. But this masculine definitely thought that in your actual connection, you didn't care about them the way they cared about you. And I think they're starting to realize oh, wow. You got let's be real. If you're both bloody meditating and asking for answers and talking to your team and like, they're clearly connected, they see you part of the soul contract, and the lessons I've learned from this will never be forgotten. They're starting to realize they never dealt with this properly, but they didn't know their emotion. That's not their fault. I think this person again needed to emotionally evolve, but so did this collective, clearly, or the feminine collective. I think this is hitting them quite heavily, to be honest. Sad. Reminiscing. So they're going over all the details now. This is a card about growing old together as well. Maybe they're thinking where you guys would be. Oh, how they detached. Literally those two together. They're thinking about I wish that said ruminating, not reminiscing. They're going over their detachment and how they walked away. You've got to remember, first card is guilt here. They're reflecting. Hold on, I want to get these quickly. Failure. They think they failed at this, and this is why they're stressing. This person knows they haven't treated you right, but I have to make it clear, my angels, and this is why I say, especially, and I hate just saying in the divine community, because I think all people need to understand this. We cannot put life lessons, we can't put experience, we can't put healing into someone. When someone doesn't know how to deal with emotion properly, that is not their fault. Until they walk through the fire time and time again and realize and reflect in self-awareness, holy moly, this behavioral trait isn't the best, they're not going to change it. And this is why I say you can never change someone with words. You should do this, you should do that. That's sign enough. You shouldn't be in a relationship with that person. But we choose to ignore the red flags. This person clearly wasn't probably the most emotionally developed when it came to vulnerabilities when you guys were together. And the right collective, you would have known this, but clearly you both loved each other too much, so you were ignoring the red flags from one another. I always say there's two parties at fault. But again, I always say everything happens for a reason, soul connection or not. Whatever happens in life, it's for a reason. I think this masculine energy is being very hard on themselves right now. So empathy, so their emotion. I think they're going over the lack of empathy here. Again, I think it's just a lot of regret. But I'm feeling divine feminine energy with this, so I feel even they're coming into balance with. It's funny, I think the right collective, you're going to find yourself in masculine and feminine energy, because I actually feel you guys are coming into some form of internal balance, yin and yang, because as I'm seeing this, I think, and the love, how did they not see this love the way it should have been seen? I feel that this person is going over the lack of empathy they had towards this whole situation, the lack of sensitivity to the difficulties that were created here, or even to your needs and wants through this. I think the masculine energy really kind of was putting themselves first emotionally, which needed to be done, especially if they felt and they kept holding on to you, feminine energy, didn't appreciate them in this connection. It was kind of validating their cold behavior, okay, to themselves. But now I feel as they're going over this, they're starting to sensitize, they're wanting to offer compassion, they're having more understanding. I feel their yin within is starting to balance their yang, which is nice. Clearly their crown and their eyes being activated right now. I think this person's in touch, but they're worried. Look at all the purple, and crown and third eye here is really activated in the masculines at the moment. They're full of worry. And because they failed before, will this fail again? They really do feel guilty. Sorry, my nose is itchy. I'm not picking it. Not that it matters if you pick your nose, but it's just my nose is itchy. Let's get failure. Oh, success. It's 50-50. Will I find success here through this failure? They need a little bit more confidence right now, but you're definitely, I feel you're picking up on each other's overwhelm, and this is why the universe is saying you need to focus on trust and surrender. Guilt is a hard emotion to get through because it causes shame and regret, and if someone's not completely in their worth, like, because it's just they're going over secrets and the detachment part, that's a hard one. And I think this person clearly needs to work on a little bit more belief, but I do think it's hard for them with the damage that's been done here. This person's scared to get hurt. Health, maybe they saw you deteriorate as well, and I find this a lot in the divine community. Let's be real, when you guys activate, like, you guys lose everything. You guys nearly get admitted. Awakenings are the reason they call it psychosis. It comes off very manic and very intense, and I actually feel this person's going over their lack of empathy and understanding for the mind transition that maybe you were going through. You've got soul contract here, so the right collective, they witnessed your activation, and in the divine community, it scares the masculines shitless. I always say until they activate, they just think holy moly, like they put you in the toot basket. So if this person is now connecting to signs, synchronicities, and they've awakened, they've activated, of course they're going to have empathy here, and they're going to be reflecting on how didn't they have sense the difficulties you were going through. But again, that's how it has to happen. And again, they could be going through a bit of mental health themselves right now, or even health issues. But I more think it's what I just said. Worry, but happiness. I think they know they can find happiness here, but then again, they're worried, will we get that happiness back? It's that energy. Do I open up this wound again? You're both sitting in too much anxiety right now. Regret, adversity, all the opinions, even the adversity from, and true divines, I always say it, there is a lot of adversity around you guys. And then you've got judgment here. These are big emotions, my angels. I'm surprised. I know self-esteem came out here, but I'm surprised it didn't come here. Like, I feel this person still lacks a little bit of self-love, which is making this decision very hard for them to come through. And I will say, just seeing this, even though there's regret and they wish they had more empathy and understanding to this whole situation in the time, I do think this person's still prioritizing their heart space over feminines right now. It really smells like they're so scared to get their heart broken again, or have to reopen this up and it not go right, which means it wasn't easy for them to get past. Okay. Guilty. They're reflecting. This is good. Being away from you has allowed me to start to gain clarity. I'll tell you this right now, for the feminines, what I can see masculines are going through, if they've been very dry and bit more nonchalant with you guys, this is apology behavior. So them going over this, it's not just going to be something dry, and I will confirm with intention. This is someone reflecting. It's like they're really wanting to fix this, so they're not going to come in half-assed. Masculine energy would be, it's kind of that energy, if I don't come in right, what's the point of coming in at all, is what I'm hearing. Not that, but they're intimidated. I'll make that very clear. Secrets, disagreements. So clearly, right, collective, you called this person out on a few things, and maybe it caused quite a few arguments and disagreements in the connection, and maybe that's another thing that adds fear. If this person denied things back and blue when they were truths, it's kind of, well, how do I reveal these things? But this also says, I wish you understood how I feel. So I think this person does feel a little bit misunderstood by feminines. But it's also a little bit still, little bit victim. Because I think the right collective, you've tried to give a lot of understanding and patience. I appreciate this unappreciated feeling like you didn't care. It broke them. It broke them. I truly believe this person, and you, the right collective, reflect back on your initial union. You would know, that would ring true to you, that you didn't see them the way that they saw you until it was too late. And this person, especially with adversity, there could have been a lot of opinions and people saying you were using them as a rebound, especially if you just got out of a long-term connection, or that you didn't really want them, you were just toying around with them, or whatever the case. I feel this person already felt like it's kind of that energy, nothing I can do can make you happy, is what I'm hearing. Okay, plus already feeling that by witnessing how you were treating them, and then getting advice from people saying this person doesn't really care, what are you doing? I don't think the feminine energy realizes how much this broke them. Really does remind me of them cutting and running, because they just thought they were destined to get their heart broken here. And this is why they didn't treat you right in the separation, because they were so hurt by this. I feel shattered about this situation. And yes, they feel shattered now. And yes, they're going over how they didn't appreciate you through this separation. But this is what it stemmed from. Okay. Which I don't think this collective, you truly understand that. But they want it to be equal give and take. Huge, huge detail. I want to have equal give and take here. They want you guys to be on the same page, emotional, physical, intelligent, intellect level? Is that right? Why did I just go blank? Like they just, you know what I mean? They just want equal give and take in all aspects of your relationship. Detached, reminiscing, missed opportunity. That's what I felt with them. So they know the way they... But the thing I need to make clear for this collective, because I have a feeling there's a little bit of resentment here on both parties, but for the feminines, this person really didn't understand in that moment, or however long this has been time away. It's only now they're just starting to realize they never dealt with this properly. So the way this person dealt with heartbreak and pain and emotion, it wasn't evolved enough to understand their wrongs until now. So again, I actually would be thanking the universe for this, because it's like, it's now that they're coming to awareness as well, you're all they think about. So there's true guilt, remorse here. There's true regret. This isn't someone just coming in with words to have a bit of a good time. Like it feels like gut-wrenching is what I'm feeling. I didn't act when I should have. So again, they're going over opportunities. They had to act here. That was a very important detail in the first part. I feel this person had opportunity. I think the feminines, you've either put out an olive branch or you let this person know that you were still there. Okay. they are kicking themselves for the way they detach from this and the lack of empathy. So, and you know me, my angels, I'll tell you very firm if I don't like the feeling of an energy. This actually, it's not a bad feeling. It's just this person's maturing emotionally. You can't be angry for someone that didn't know what they were doing emotionally. Again, it was your choice to have a emotionally immature or not the most emotionally open person by your side. You would have had examples of this. And again, as a reader, a reading for you should take you to memories. You would have had a lot of examples that this person wasn't at that emotional level to have a thriving relationship with. People that don't know their emotion or act impulsively and erratically, that just becomes a very frictional up and down roller coaster of an emotion, of a relationship. This is why I say, especially with divines with age gaps, like it's hard, but you need to let that person spread their wings. You need to let that person get more love experience under their belt and life experience to walk through the fire and see how they repeatedly have these up and down relationships because of certain behavioral traits. Until people evolve emotionally, we can't. It's their own lessons. Okay, this one, and it's so funny, on top of my deck the cross is here. Trust the divine with this one. This is actually not smelling. New beginnings, stop it. I just want to see masculine's intention currently. And we'll see what masculines are going through. Naughty thoughts. So they really could be also looking at not just trying to get more information from up above, but from socials or past photos. Maybe they've come across some things of yours of recent as well. Oh, fateful encounter. So you guys could have met very serendipitously. So they're trusting their intuition. That's good. Other people's opinions. So adversity still around them a bit. It finally dawned on me why I feel so drawn to you in our connection and why it's so intense and scary. I'm starting to understand my fears and my overwhelming emotion towards you. They're emotionally evolving. That's beautiful. That's actually a blessing. Okay. Which means this feminine collective, you guys would be emotionally evolving as well. One thing I find, and I keep bringing up divines for this, I find in the divine community, the feminines really kind of do put themselves on an ivory tower. Yes, you guys are ahead of the journey when it comes to activation and healing, but you guys come in as a Two of Cups when you guys are emotionally equal. The feminines aren't better than the masculines. You would not be on this journey without your masculines. You can't have this journey with just one of you. So I just feel sometimes the feminine, especially in a negative mind frame, you can really put them down in your mind. This right collective, you both needed to heal and transform. You both, remember, Two of Cups is duality. You're in sync, you're in synergy. There's a reason I'm saying this. I followed blindly to what everyone else was telling me. The way they made me believe our connection wasn't real and that it was just a waste of time. I now know that was untrue. We said that before, I think, because they did feel unappreciated, and then unfortunately they went and talked about this connection to people close to them, and they were really validating what they were feeling. I really believe this person was told that you were just using them, or they were a rebound, or that you would get over them, and especially if this person, this masculine, really loves hard and they are a sensitive soul and then themselves just came out of a severe heartbreak. It's like they didn't want to go through that heartbreak again. But the sad thing is we've got two people here that have had a broken heart for so long. Even though I said I feel this person was like, no, that's it, I can't do this anymore, it's tearing my soul. It's because the emotion of you was that overwhelming, and this poor chop didn't know how to deal with emotion. So the only way they could do it was close it out and think that they could bury it away. Every time they thought of you, it would create this fear, this anxiety, and this stress, and especially if there was secrets and really harsh attachment, and Again, you should be thanking divine timing. You should be thanking the universe. This would never have worked before. There was too much unhealed emotion. Neither of you understood emotion properly. Neither of you understood how to love properly. Okay? Again, the universe is never working against you. They're working for you. And also, this is why divines have a short-lived separation, short-lived union, because they don't want you to tarnish it to a place that you would with a karmic. They want you to experience that intense bond and comfortability and magnetic love, but they don't want you to tarnish it to a point where there's no return, okay? So yes, there's damage towards the end, but it doesn't remove the love and the intensity that was shared. And you've got to trust why things, you might not know why, but you've got to trust that they're happening for a far greater reason than you can see. And people that first meet their divine, yes, you're starting to activate to the universal frequency, but again, you guys are trauma-filled souls. You don't know how to appreciate people properly, okay? Trust. Taurus, they could be. I took forever in making my mind up about our connection, but I'm going to go back to the start. I can't get past me saying, if I tapped into this a month or two ago, that would have been a big fat yes, this is over. It is just starting now to transition. So the right collective, if you're holding on to resentment for the time away, this will keep being held back, because this time away needed to, they were not emotionally evolved to see this properly, okay? Right collective, you'll know what I'm saying. If your pain and anger and frustration comes because of the time away, you wouldn't have ever made this relationship flourish in the past. You would have run it to the ground if you guys stayed together longer than what you did. You were meant to leave each other in your love bubble phase. So you held on to the good stuff, not the bad stuff. This person's being so hard on themselves, but the thing is, they truly did not understand how to deal with this. It's really, they need some compassion here. And of course you need compassion. I'm not saying what they've done here is right through this separation. All I'm saying is they didn't know how to deal with it better, okay? Instead of speaking to you, I'd run away and indulge in unnecessary pleasures to ignore my feelings. That was their coping mechanism, because they weren't emotionally evolved. They chose to try and numb you away. But it was always destined you would catch up to them at just the right time. We say every puzzle piece leads to the next. I will tell you right now, the guilt and remorse I feel from this person, like, it's like I'm trying to defend them for this collective, and it's very rare I'll do that. Like if anything, this collective, you should kind of be giving thanks that they chose to walk away and let this be and detach the way they did, because this collective, you would have held on to this for dear life. You loved them that much. You would never have been strong enough to walk away, even with all the red flags. It's like this was everything in this whole connection separate. It was all destined. You should be thanking them for running, because it would have just turned to absolute muck. And at least you got to hold on to the beauty of this love, because I guarantee you, if you guys would have just spent another 6 months together, this would have been completely tarnished view. So for so long, and so this is their overwhelm, their fear. They thought you were false. They thought you were toxic. They thought, how could a soul connection make me feel this much emotion? But now they're waking up and realizing our connection is the real deal. But before, the intense emotion, you may think you found the one, but they wouldn't cause you so much stress if they were. the thought of you, agony, 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 and they didn't understand it. In their mind, this would never be healthy. And that was probably also advice they were being given. You can't help that they didn't believe or know to believe in the depth of this. It's how their brain was working. You can't be angry at them for that. Drinking Kool-Aid. They got regret over that one. Drinking Kool-Aid. Oh, love it. My favorite angel number 6, surrendering. I'm ready to surrender myself to our connection. I'll no longer run away. It's transitioning. They've got to get over their guilt. It had to happen. They will come into this. But this is finding this feminine collective as well for the right reason. You don't want to put yourself on an ivory tower. This needs a really deep, vulnerable, transparent this needs, I think this has come to change more the feminine's perspective and the masculines that are watching when they view how the feminines are seeing this. You guys, I think, are still a little bit tarnished view on how one another see this. And you're very, I guarantee the right collective, you would be like, oh, wow. You would have had moments of maybe questioning the things I'm saying. I always say, as a reader, we embody your energy. You've had these thoughts before, but it's to solidify that. I'm ready to surrender myself to our connection. I'll no longer run away from it, and I will no longer deny it. I'm trusting in the universe and our love for one another. It is transitioning. You can feel it. We must have another wave coming through. The amount of just I know we're giving a bit of tough love here, but I don't know what's going on. Just the amount of good readings we've had of this is really nice. I can feel the love emotion here. Soulmates at the bottom. Taurus. And we've got Dark Night of the Soul at the bottom. So confirmation about them. Angel numbers, synchronicities. You both would be. Staring at that 25. But Dark Night of the Soul. This is nice. Not nice that they're going through a dark night of the soul. They're agonizing. But it's nice that they're connected. I'm receiving many messages about you through numbers, symbols, and images. The universe is showing me my way back to you and you back to me. Again, first deck. Trust in divine timing. This is being released. You're finally coming onto the same page. Again, this is finding you for a far greater reason than knowing, is it really over? It's to kind of understand it in a different lens. I always say it's hard with collectives for true divines because sometimes you can hear a reading you think is yours, but it isn't really. And sometimes I'm telling you guys, you need boundaries, you need self-respect, you need these. Other times I'm saying, you need compassion, you need, it confuses you. This collective, you guys need depth of conversation and communication and there's so much misunderstanding here. As soon as you guys have a deep conversation, so much fear and worry is going to go away. I just want to get a couple of cards of what the masculine wants to say to you. Then I want to see what's going on with them. And then we're going to do the exact same decks for the feminine energy. I am planning a big... I believe it. I'm planning a big surprise for you. Get ready to expect the unexpected. They will come in when you least expect it. When they least expect it. I just heard good morning. I might be a very early morning. I might wake from a dream and there's something nice coming here. We are merging and aligning as one. Our energies are elevating to the highest form of all love. I think they feel you're merging. I think they feel you more than ever. And this is probably why they're, do they still care about me? Like, I think your name is following them around everywhere. Your birthday, your smell. They probably think they're seeing you in crowded rooms. You've made me want to be the best version of myself. And they made you want to be your best version too. I am asserting the mastery of my higher self. So they are connecting. Every deck we've got confirmed that the masculine energy is really connecting right now. Magic. Powerful. We are meant to be a power couple. Why do I keep blocking? You could be going through a throat chakra clearing right now because you both are finally starting to maybe you're transitioning to finally being honest about yourself with yourselves with what's really happened here. We are meant to be power couple and show others that love can truly conquer all. I love that card. I want to show you who I really am, but I'm afraid to let my guard down. What happens if you don't like the real me? That's their self-esteem. I could feel it. Oh, these poor... they just have to... It's like they're transitioning out of false flame right now. Once they truly believe in your divine connection, nothing will stop them. Okay. Not skeletons, not anything. And this is why the divine is saying trust. Are my eyeballs on? No, they're not on. I always say, true divines, you guys hold each other on a pedestal, but neither of you believe it. Like, this person holds you all the way up there, your perfection in their eyes. But for the feminines, you hold your masculines all the way up on a pedestal. And the thing is, you're there in a hurricane, pining, broken. They don't even believe you're there craving them. They might have moments, but they just think you're way too good for them. And it's sad. It's like you both, and this is why I say the pedestal, that just, it's not good. It's not good for the connection. It's sad that this person thinks that them showing you who they really are, you will turn your back to them, which means the right collective. And again, you were both unhealed. You both had to grow, but this person could have opened up just maybe a quarter of their scars in the past, and maybe through friction you would hold their traumas against them, or certain things they relayed to you in the moments they could be vulnerable, it was kind of used against them. Yeah, it's just sad energy. Gosh, we've all been there. That's why it's so important. I think everyone needs to heal in this world. Sad. You've helped me realize that I do deserve love despite my upbringing. So, again, childhood trauma. I really feel this masculine's going through a lot of pain. Just how much empathy. And like I said before, it's like I'm wanting to... it's like I'm wanting to protect this masculine. Oh, God. They could just come from a very broken environment. It's like a lot of their shame also comes from childhood, which is really sad. And we've had such a big sacral clearing over the past few weeks with most of our collectives here. So this would be really getting illuminated in their life right now. Childhood trauma and just certain things. And I always say people that go through a lot of childhood trauma, you tend to dissociate. Like you've got a lot of blanked out memories. It's kind of a trauma response for your brain. And maybe some of those things that they blocked out and they had forgotten are starting to resurface as well, which would make this, I just think there's something pivotal happening in their life right now, which is just making them crave you so much. And vice versa. I think it's happening for both of you. Our sexual chemistry, so there is sacral stuff. Our sexual chemistry is off the hook. When we are intimate, it feels like I am high. That's nice. Another thing with true divines, your puzzle pieces for each other. It's electrifying. I talk about you to my friends and they know I'm in love with you. you are irresistible. I don't, maybe there's one, if they're worried about adversity, they've got drinking the Kool-Aid. Maybe they've got someone they trust that they talk about you to, that actually gives good advice. If they're starting to activate their frequency, past people would be dropping off like flies. They'd be meeting more like-minded people, okay? Maybe they've actually met someone that's very good for advice, friend-wise. They could be a bit older. Why am I seeing someone a bit older? I even just saw a woman then, like a mature woman. Maybe their mum. If their mum and you guys had a good connection. I'm seeing quite a spiritualist in my mind. So if it's not their mum, maybe they're working with a woman that's a bit older and she's like a spiritualist. I really feel there's someone this person's getting good advice about. I'm seeing a high priestess in my mind. So I feel it's a energy that can be trusted. That's nice. I feel your energy all around me and it cannot help. I feel your energy all around me and cannot help but hope that you feel my energy around you too. You're both questioning this. Is this coming from them? Is this intensity? Why do I feel your person has met someone to help them on their spiritual path and it's just aligned from the universe? So again, starting a job and someone there that's a real spiritualist that they're clearly drawn to because they're a spiritual soul, or someone in their family. There's someone here, more of a universal outlook, not so 3D black and white, okay, where this is what they were blinded to in the past. There's something changing here. I daydream about the moment I can sweep you off your feet and embrace you with a kiss. I love that. I'm going slow-mo. Hold on. Okay, so I just want to see how they're viewing their feminine animal-wise, and I quickly want to see what's going on, and then we'll do feminine energy. Oh! This has become one of mine. So you're not just beautiful on the outside, it's the inside. So your compassion, your understanding, the way you can, you're like that little white flag. You're not judgmental. So they envision you like this, which makes it easier for them to want to own what they need to say to you. If they're really believing you to be the peacock, I think they've seen your luck and the way you've evolved and the way you've changed emotionally. I think they've seen your journey. I just want to read you this peacock. It's very beautiful. Inner beauty, compassion, a simulator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences of life, especially with this koi fishy. So it does not harbor resentment or conflict. So seeing you as very soft and gentle, and that you don't harbor resentment. You understand everything has to happen for a reason, everything in divine timing, good or bad. There's a reason I keep really emphasizing this for this collective, because if you are holding on to lost time or space or whatever, it all had to happen. All of it would never have lasted any other way. All past pain within the psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. And not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of self and others. You're confident and kind. When you're out of balance, it's hard for you to digest certain situations. So again, there's still a bit of fear, but their depth of their soul truly believes you'll have understanding and compassion, okay, that you really have healed and transformed. I think this person knows the kind of life you've lived. And again, it's funny because at the start I said I feel this person kind of just when they made the decision to cut you off, they're going to cut you off, but then remember that year or more. So even though this person cut you off, I do think this person has checked on you sporadically, not all the time, but sporadically. And even the moments that they were just like, no, this is done, I think they've always been drawn to you. and they've seen you evolve. But I will say, I think more than ever, I do think right now they're very on top of your energy. All right. Okay, let's just see quickly what they're going through. Happening soon. The situation or event in question will develop and unfold very soon. Okay, what's currently going on in their life? Rock bottom. Oh, sad, but beautiful. The universe has made them hit rock bottom so they can master and alchemize their greatness. So they've had to get life experience. To learn and grow, we need to walk through the fire. And unfortunately, and that's what happens to our poor masculines. We get internal lessons, they get a lot of external lessons. Low point, total exhaustion, something needs to change. They feel like they're collapsing. Extreme difficulty, darkness, isolation, crisis. There's nowhere to go but up from here. So 10th of the 9th, 9th of the 10th. I keep going back to who they're getting advice about, and I don't know why. It could be a spiritualist around them. I'm hearing mother. You could have had some confrontation with this I feel this person actually has a very good mother. And of course, normally our parents, 9 times out of 10, they really do want the best for us and they want us to be happy. And I do see a lot of interference with parents in divine separations. But I actually feel your person's mother, it would break them to see them like this. If you know your person's mum's a bit of a spiritualist, just know whoever the maternal energy is they're getting advice from, it's very good. I think they just want them to be happy. But through this rock bottom, it's making them work on discipline, mental discipline, working smarter, focus, putting structure in their life, teaching them to overcome obstacles, work on their temperament, trust in being in flow. This person has a commanding presence. I do think there's someone that's really helping them in the right way, which is beautiful. I know there's isolation here, so I don't think this person, just how you guys went through spiritual isolation, and this is what's making me think it's like a family member. It could be someone they're working with, but I don't know, I'm on the fence with it. Okay, let's just get a couple more here. Oh, good. These are beautiful. So from rock bottom, look at the climb up. This is beautiful. Shooting star, curtain call. Your person is destined for great things. This is another thing that's solidifying. This is divine for me because you both really are. You're a walking miracle. You're destined to just achieve anything you put your mind to. You were born with creative, beautiful souls for a reason. This person really is starting to master their mind and how to take action and how to not be scared of emotion, not just let time pass through them. Okay. Rare. Wish granted. They're rare, just like this collective, which makes them feel always the heart to their home. Working on their appreciation. Happy home, security, love, kindness. Something's going on with this person's family. There's someone, I think, very positive in this person's family. I'm going to be honest. But you reflecting on certain boundaries that have been put into place, but they're wanting affection again, heart's desires, they're wanting longevity. Whatever's happened here to really create this, it really is on the up and up. Do I think that they're completely still in... because they're focusing so much on their heart space, this person clearly loves very hard. Love's an important thing for this person. Of course, all divines it is. You guys are here to teach unconditional love. You're the most sensitive hearts and souls. But because their heart space is so activated, look at the courage it's giving them to sort their shit out. This person is starting to work on their self-esteem. They know they're special. They just have to solidify it and not continuously come in and out of it. This is very nice. One more. This one. Checkered flag. There's still a little bit of in and out uncertainty, but like I said, they need to solidify it. But there is a conclusion approaching. Okay, they're focusing on an outcome. They're wanting a completion. They're coming to a verdict. All right. They want to finish first achievement. They're clearly a winner, this person, but they know with whatever they come into, you know, completing here, that it's going to make them feel better, but they're still on the fence with a decision. Makes sense. Look at the stress around you both. Mental force, spiritual insight, wise judgment, power and strength. It will come. This is nice, but coming from rock bottom, and anyone, especially divines, you've all hit rock bottom multiple times. Reminds me of that Four of Swords. You just have to go through the mental agony and the pain, but once you're ready, the Ace of Swords goes up your bum and then off you go, and it's kind of what's happening here. Okay, let's just confirm. Feminines, now your energy. First, I want to see your energy right now towards this person. How you feel about your masculine. Action. So it's funny, I keep going back to I think you feel there's action, but again, that's when you think you're going crazy. I do feel a lot of my collectives, you've been feeling your person more than ever of recent. Oh God. I think sometimes you do question your sanity still. You do still feel very controlled by this love. Maybe you think this person is still in denial about the connection here. One more for denial. Have they awakened? Is this why they're denying it? Because they haven't awakened. If you've experienced, you're not denying your own awakening. Anyone that's awakened, that can't be denied. Everything changes in your life. So I think it's more the right collective. You question, are they in denial because they're not seeing and feeling this connection? Like, I feel and see this connection, but we can clearly see the masculine connected to this collective. They're awakened. Divine masculine. I know this is your feelings, but as we said it, that's pretty special. And the signs, synchronicities, that's confirmation on their part. They have awakened and they are getting their signs and synchronicities. But again, I think that's a question of this collective, which, well, that's special. Activated. That's your main focus. Are they awakened? I'm confused. If you are feeling them more intensely than ever, you're feeling their activation as well. This was the theme of yesterday's collective. Maybe you've had a moment and thinking, wow, this is way more powerful than I've ever felt them before. What's shifting in their life? Is it because they're activating, or is something tumultuous just happened? Are they going through a loss or an accident? I just feel the right collective. It's a different kind of feeling that's coming over you now. You could be getting the accelerated heart rate, and like you can feel their body close to yours, which is a very good sign. It's not just the mind ache, it's the physical symptoms. Oh my God! Sorry. You know how I get. This collective. You got the divine feminine, you got it. So you're not even seeing them as your twin, you're seeing them as your divine pairing. Oh my God. So before, when I said the feminines tend to put themselves on a pedestal a little bit, this collective, you see them as your equal. But then this is for underneath. I think sometimes you question, do they see you either as a, have you healed wounded to divine feminine, and they have seen you heal through the peacock energy. All your answers have already been the right collective. You would have had your answers questioned as you were watching them. Okay, I think if like this is covering it pretty much all. But again, I did say you could find yourself in. Anyway, I think it's more. Sometimes you question, do they believe in your transition and your change? But if you're needing their validation for your belief of your change, and that means there's a part of you that doesn't completely believe in your change. I just want to say that, okay? You don't need validation from anyone from your transformation. Look what you do every day, okay? This is nice. Okay. You just love this person through and through. So when I was like, this needs a really compassionate, understanding, just deep conversation, you would already know that, the right collective. You're not sitting there thinking, I need this boundary, I need this, I need to be like this. You just want to get deep and vulnerable. Like, it's nice. Oh, that's way too many. Control, but destiny, chaos. I think because you're going through a storm, you are wondering if they are feeling this storm as well. But you know this is clearing and healing, okay? I think you know when you're not in the emotion, you fall back into your Empress energy, your stillness. But I will say, I think the right collective, you see this person radiate, okay? No one can replace them in your eyes. And this is what's sad. I was talking about the pedestal before. This person would have no idea you see them like this. It's like you love them more now than you loved them when you met. The right collective, that'll make sense. Maybe you've even said that to yourself. I don't think I've ever said that in a reading. It's like there's not a day gone by that's affected your love here. If anything, it's intensified your love for them. She's really nice. Okay, here we go. You've got to, this is where you need to snap out. So we've answered your question, that they are seeing sign synchronicities. They're activating into their divine masculine. Stop thinking the worst. Okay. Are they avoiding still, or have they activated? We've answered that. Are they denying this? Have they awakened? Do they see that I've healed, I've transformed? Yes, they have. Are they still going through clearing and healing? Yes, their life's on pause a little bit right now because they're clawing out from rock bottom. Okay. So this person clearly is really focusing on trying to get their shit together a little bit. You've got to remember they've got fear if you see them as who they are, that you won't love them anymore. That's not about you telling them, oh yeah, I will. They've got to believe that. Insecurities in a connection create distrust and jealousy and fear, and this person's just starting to learn how to feel emotion properly for the first time in their. That can't be rushed. That can't be pushed. Again, trust in the divine. Let it be. For them to just start feeling properly. Just reflect back to when you awakened and you just started feeling properly. And I guarantee you this collective, because whoever activates into the feminines first, you've got more trauma. You've got more life experience under your belt. Let this person come into their proper strength. Okay, I thought my eyeballs were on. I think you feel their temptation, but then you question it. You feel like you're crazy. You go into confusion. You've got too much self-doubt, this collective, and so does this person. Work on your self-doubt, because we've answered everything here for the feminine energy has been answered. So you're in confusion for no reason. All right. You just have to trust your gut instinct. Stop overthinking. You get your gut instinct and then you just overthink, and you start to manipulate your mind. Yes, they are tempted by you. They're not avoidant, they're healing. This energy, they're coming out of this and healing into their strength and understanding of emotion. Yes, it'll come soon. As soon as your cycle goes, bing! Like everything in this world is fated. So is your reunion. Trust. Okay. It could be a bit of you that's activating your abandonment trauma again, or going through some negative memories. There's a reason I kept saying everything had to happen the way it happened. This person did not know how to leave you any other way. That's not their fault. It's their poor little brain's fault, but they're learning. All right, let's see the feminine's emotion quickly. Good. I love this. So even though you're overwhelmed, you are focusing on gratitude through your overwhelm. You are focusing on growth. So yes, your imagination's getting the best of you right now. And I'm not saying you're not overwhelmed. Okay, I felt it at the beginning. But you're picking yourself up a lot quicker than usual. Okay, so you are growing through this. And maybe you are actually taking time aside every day to give thanks and appreciation, gratitude for the things you do have, and not just being stuck in negative emotion, or when the chaos emotion's coming over you. You're getting out, you're going for a walk, you're starting to realize being confined in a home or whatever it is, it does nothing but accelerate my vivid imagination. So the right feminines, take off. You're feeling it, and you might not know it as you're watching this. This is why I say write everything down. You're dealing with it differently. Okay, small steps, big accomplishments. Yeah. Empathy underneath gratitude. There's no anger with this person, which is very refreshing. I find a lot of you guys, especially towards the start, which makes me think you've been on this for quite a while. Even though the pain's coming over you, there's empathy. So maybe you're even focusing on gratitude for love. I always say as a reader, I'm here to confirm what you feel. And the deviations I've had for feminine energy advice-wise through this, and you would have felt everything I've said. It was just to confirm it for you. This is nice. Oh, stop. This is where you're going crazy. Your vivid imagination. They're about to come. 3, 2, 1, action. You'll set yourself up because you're so positive right now. If you keep holding on to this person's about to bang down your door, but you have to not focus on this, because where this gratitude, empathy is right now for the love and this and that, subconsciously a main focus of yours is, because they're about to come and bang down my door. So let's just say this takes a little bit longer, and soon this gratitude and empathy might turn to a little bit of frustration. Okay, so just be on top of your imagination. Don't just give this person love and gratitude because you want them to have courage to come forward. I hope that's not what you're doing. Just speaking very positively thinking that's going to pull them back in. Okay, energy doesn't lie. Remember that. The universe is saying, yes, be positive, but don't put a time frame on their courage. Oh, they're going to come in a week, or in 2 weeks, or by next month, or in a day. Like, don't put a time frame on when you think they will arrive. Just fall back into a vivid imagination is beautiful. I always say it's our 4D mind. It's what we're seeing, we're envisioning, we know to be real, but we don't need to know the time of it. So yes, you've envisioned their courage, and okay, beautiful, but don't put a time on it. Just advice. This is coming in perfect timing. You just need to trust that. You've grown through acceptance. So you are starting to accept it a bit. I really like this feminine's energy. Okay, this is beautiful. So even though there's overwhelm and stress, you're getting yourself out. Salem's ringing her bell. You're growing with acceptance here. Yes, you're learning every fire you walk through. Very nice. I think you're just really starting to believe in your love. No matter like I said before, you love this person more and more as each day goes on, and they haven't even been in your life for the right collective. All right, I want to see how you're seeing your masculine animal-wise. Oh, you got the lion. I always see the Lion King with that. They're your lion. And the tapestry of magic. But you do know that they're just gathering. You can feel it. You can feel they're in the background, that they're recharging, gathering their wisdom. And I can't believe you got... And I just opened it on the Divine Masculine page, by the way. Hold on. Let's just... Where's this beautiful lion? Oh, patient, regal, and a complete master. The lion is master of fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. So I think, especially with this, and all three of them, you believe your person is growing spiritually, mentally, and they are. So again, that's not you crazy. That's a knowing. That's coming from your higher self. I never read them before I read you guys, and it's making sense because you were meant to get confirmation before I was even confirming what you're feeling, to show you your power. But you get the gut instinct, but you overthink. This person's absolutely magical. You can see it in them. Where are we up to? Some mistake the lion as hard to access, aloof. That's probably you. I had a collective the other day where your person's really off the grid, very hard to access. Maybe your person's very private. Yeah, those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise, especially with this crocodile card. In their words and actions, they do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all. You believe in them, and that is beautiful. No matter where our quest begins, the epitome of peace and strength. You would have said this to this person in the past, that they're very strong, and they would have taught you to find your peace. I always say a pivotal point of your first initial union is they teach you it's okay to love again. Whoever activates into the feminine energy, your heart is so closed and it's not allowed to be. You're here to teach love. Your masculines help you understand empathy again and sensitivity, and they normally call you up on your manners when you're first. Like, they're just such beautiful souls. Yes, they've got emotional, imbalances, you guys do, but you remember you got to remember this collective specifically, they thought that you didn't appreciate how much they cared. This person, no wonder you love them so much. They really did change you. It's beautiful. All right, let's get the tapestry of magic. Now I'm starting to realize why I feel so protective over this masculine, because that would be this collective. That would be your kind of who you are, the beaver, the King of Pentacles, ride or die. Whoever you love, you're a protector. You'd be a very protective lover, okay? Creator of prosperity through life's work and dharma. The spider is an ingenious creator. So maybe they do a bit of a genius mind. You guys could have really connected on a deeper level here. Not just, well, you would have if you were divine. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. You would have remembered this person always being there for everyone around them. Felt guilt if they upset anyone, or very sensitive soul. It's hard work, but the spider neither thrives nor becomes impatient. You learn patience off them too. This card reminds us of that creativity is everywhere, and that's what I felt before. They've got a creative mind. Maybe they've got they've envisioned themselves in a very kind of unconventional kind of, or an ulterior kind of work path. But I think the right collective, you would have encouraged it. Be process orientated rather than result orientated, and soon your work becomes like wearing a magical priceless tapestry, and then abundant. You've always seen that this person can have anything they put their mind to through their strength, but this is all about them sitting back, gathering wisdom, recharging their vessel. Why do I feel your person loves words of affirmation? And maybe you lacked that a little bit in the past. If you were a closed lover, maybe you didn't really know what this person needed out of love. If they really struggle with worthiness, and they were very free to always tell you how beautiful and amazing, like I feel this person flooded you with words of affirmation, and that's just come out of nowhere for me. I feel this person, just the way I'm talking, like it makes me feel like this person needs this encouragement, okay? Just, they need this spoken to them. And the right collective, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. Like, I do think you've told this person that they have strength and they can do anything they put, but it's like this person, I don't even think they realize they need words of affirmation in love, but they definitely need to feel seen and appreciated. And this is a big thing for this person. Remember that for this collective, okay? Very nice. You've learned patience from this person. You would think this person is so patient, and maybe in the past they were quite impulsive, but it's like with emotion, but you would have seen their patience. Anyway, let's get what you want to say to them. Your love has changed me, and I can never go back to the way things were in the past. It changed you for the better. And there could be moments that you have fear that will you guys repeat the same things, or will the old version of you come out. Remember, you had the wounded and the divine feminine. I think sometimes the right collective, you even question if you've healed enough. And I always say we're forever healing, but the fact you even ask yourself that, like, you definitely are, you're aware of it. You'd never want to get back to that place you once were, and that's your first step, which is beautiful. You guys aren't going to come in and just be kumbaya. You're going to still have the same kind of imbalances and stuff as you did in the past, but you're going to learn how to overcome it. You're going to learn to not be highly triggered by one another, and learn to use those as challenges, not as triggers. Learning how to create that, make those challenges really create a stronger foundation to learn to accept each other at your worst, to be compassionate and understanding through those times, to learn how to communicate, to learn how to overcome these things, just to see them as a little bit of an obstacle to overcome. Okay, I read your messages, but I'm unsure on how. So maybe you're sitting on a message that, because there's something here, that first part, it's like in a few days, I think the feminines, you're going to have this ignition to want to, don't reach out, wait for your masculine to return to you, okay? They will come. I did a reading a few days ago, and I said, it's like the collective I was tapping into, you were at a point, exact same point as in a past cycle, and if you would have just sat still last cycle, that it would have already come through. And I'm hearing that for a reason. This collective, you just need to sit in stillness. But you could be going over messages, and you could be just wanting to really reach out and say something right now. But my just advice, I would leave it. Let this person... Oh, you had one of these in here. Oh, you're fantasizing. You had one of these in here. I fantasize about our future together and our home, kids, vacations. I want it all. And that's without imagination. So you're definitely really right now thinking long term as well. Oh, oh, oh. And whatever you do, I just need to say this. If you do end up giving into the sense of urgency, right? Don't be manipulating and say, oh, I just like, don't try and hold on to something with a message. And like, if you do end up, I'm telling you not to, but if you do, don't be using a past message as an open way. Like, oh, I should have said, oh, you could, I guess, but just be vulnerable and open. Like, don't try and manipulate the situation is all I'm saying. I know I don't tell you enough, but I think you're absolutely, and the words of affirmation. So maybe you're questioning that right now. Did I validate them enough? Did I make it very clear how much I loved them? Do they know this? So I was going over the affirmations, and what else did I go over? The appreciation. Maybe that's a big focus for the feminines. You have guilt yourself for not making them feel more appreciated when you had the chance. I feel the feminines here, you just want to literally declare everything in your heart to your person right now. You've probably written 1,000 things that you would want to say to them. Words could never express how much I truly love, appreciate, and the respect that. These are beautiful. Feminines, you're sitting in a lot of strength and belief. There's not a tarnished perception here. If anything, you're reflecting on how you could have voiced things better and that you wish you were more vulnerable and open. And if anything, it's a little bit of guilt or regret that you didn't really voice when you had the chance of how much this person really, really meant to you. There's a reason I said for the right collective, you started putting in the right effort when it was already a little too late, but it had to happen that way. Will you find it in your heart to forgive me after all this time? I'm afraid you will not give me a second chance. Is it really over? Stop. Maybe there's a message as well that maybe it was a message that they never responded to, and you're wishing that you worded it different. You're wishing maybe as you read that back, you think, gosh, did they get the wrong idea with that? Especially if they're a sensitive soul. I'm hearing both for that. But you definitely, there's parts of you that sometimes think, because of the lack of appreciation you showed this person, that will they give me but that's so 3D. Turn back to your divine journey. My life is a big mess right now and I'm working hard to fix it. So there is things with you that you're overwhelmed. I don't think you're rock bottom, but I do think you're overwhelmed as well. I'm all seeing structure, routine, I'm seeing my Queen of Pentacles. So maybe there's things you need to organize or structure you need to put into place. Maybe you need to create a little bit more of a better environment for yourself. Like, be honest with yourself. Are you really ready for companionship? Do you have a good routine? Do you have good structure? Do you have, I always say, look back to your first connection, because the things that caused a wedge, they need to be removed and healed. And like, do you have good friends in your life you can turn to, or family members, or, do you have your hobbies? Like, I more see it's like that, because you're mirroring. So if they're coming out of rock bottom, I don't think the feminines, you're in rock bottom, but I do think there's some things, you can change in your life that you're not putting enough effort into right now. And then last one, would you move in? So you want them to move in with you. Don't rush it, my feminines. Let's wake up next to one another and each other every morning. And if you were the one that rushed it in the past and you did move in with, just don't, feminines, you're already feeling like you just want to, remember, it's hard to not want to be by their side all the time. You'd like these magnets, but our love story will inspire others and we will help change the world. I love that. But you can't clip each other's wings and, You need to give each other space and time to grow and flourish as well. This collective, feminine collective, you just want to lock them down and they're not even they're not even back yet. Okay. That's what I feel. There is peace and harmony and accomplishment around you right now, but there's little fine details that you should focus on. Literally, but go over the little glass 7th to the 10th, 10th to the 7th. So we've got peace, harmony, optimism, resilience, hope, remembering that maybe you're going over some memories of past loved ones, especially if you're getting a lot of signs. You could have someone that's, that's passed in your team that you resonate a lot of signs to come from. Renewal after hardship, assessment, evaluating options, reviewing, analyze. You need to check on little things in your life that need to be just focused on right now. Check the little details, awareness. Find your goal. I hope you're not stalking 7/7. You both got getting more information right now, so just be careful. What is that? Is that a little... Can't be a fly. Oh, my doors are... Can you hear that? It just stopped. Oh, there we go. Detail, look closer. Research, be careful. Inspection. Why am I saying house inspection with that? You could have a house inspection coming up. But... I would stop focusing on this situation and just focus on you and personal development, growth, and whatever you can start organizing in your life. I always say another huge sign of when you're really coming into union, you start to nest, you purge out old things, you get new furniture. It's like you just get rid of all old energy. Okay, so if you've been having intuition to do that, but you keep pushing it off, just saying, instead of focusing so much energy on this, just again put it into yourself. The repairman, so repairing, healing. I think that, of course, feminines, we heal all day every day. Making adjustments, making things right at the forefront of your mind. You can see it. There's just so many words that you want to say that you feel like you've never been able to say, and I think you just want to open your heart in such a big way to this person, and the time it'll come when it needs to. You don't need to write a declaration of love. Not this collective, from what I can see. Okay, this needs to come to you. Not just for that, but this person needs to stand in their alpha strength. Like, just trust the process. Especially if you've had this point before and you broke and you did, just let them come to you, and then you can declare everything you want to declare. Just breathe. Oh my gosh, you are so on top of this situation, but your abilities, resources, you want to build, you want to fit. Look at how much you just want to fix this right now. Within a few, whatever you do, within a few days, I feel it's the feminines that you're just going to break. My advice, do not break. And this would be why you're saying, this makes sense, why you'd be saying all these words and get really deep. Let them come to you. Just, I can't tell you guys what to do, but I promise you, if you're just gonna, because you're not learning the lesson of it, it's not just for you, it's for this person. They need to find their strength when it comes to this connection. You need a yin and yang, okay? You're constantly you're taking on the yang role. We're going to have two masculines butting heads. Let this person come in with their masculine strength. Let them lead the way. I can't say it enough because it's come out again as your last card. Within a few days, I just feel you just going to have this sense of urgency. I need to fix it. I'll just declare all these words. I'll open up my heart. I'll tell them everything that I feel and da-da-da. No, you're gonna push your cycle. Let them come to you. Okay, 13, surrender to the divine. There's no words you can say to fix this. They have control of your veils. They have control of your veils. This is a test. Oh, don't let your broken heart lead the way. I know you're in pain right now. You're both in pain. It's all you can think about is each other. Heartbreak, interference, sorrow, grief, sadness, mourning, distress, gloomy, helpless, regret. I get it. Ride the wave. You're stronger than this, my feminines. They're so close to coming home. You're better than your emotional pain. Remember that. All emotions equal. It's our brain that tells us this is this, this is that. Remember how you're growing right now. Focus on the gratitude. Focus on distracting your mind. It's going to be okay. Okay? All right. Let's just get a confirmation from the universe. What did that spit on? Engagement. Engagement. If you let it be, let it be. They're feeling exactly what you're feeling. It's worth waiting for. Retreat. Don't do it. Just trust them. They're not far. Okay? It's worth just retreat from that hitting send button. Masculine chase you. Let go of the control issues. You sending a message and a declaration, that's your control, because you're wanting to release what you're feeling. And I guarantee you, you do that, you're going to send that with an expectation. What are they going to say in return? And then if they don't, you're just going to be in more pain. Let them come to you with a heart-to-heart conversation. Let go of control. That's all it is. Learn the lesson. Don't let passion lead the way. Okay? Simmer the passion. Be like them. You see them as the crocodile and the lion and embody that energy right now. Spiritual factors, religious factors, but I'm more seeing right now you're both really turning to your team. Okay? Forgiving and learning. I love it. Very nice. Remember, you're coming back together as new versions, getting to know each other again. Trust the divine. It was a very long reading. It was clearly needed. All right. Okay. It could be coming in quicker than you know, the chili pepper. It's one of my quickest moving ones, but also protected. It's protected, little duckies. Trust your intuition. You could have a memory of ducks with this person. Or you could collect crystal animals like that. Or you had a nana that did. Little black and white. And animals are important here. Maybe you guys have got a strong connection to animals. Someone asked me what this was the other day. It's an armadillo. Not that you can really see it. I think it came out of a Kinder Surprise or something. But keep healing and have confidence in your heart space. You're building something great here. Trust. You both have an amazing pearl within. Sage, cleanse your home. Sage yourself. Do an egg cleanse. Have a salt shower or a salt bath. Your perseverance will pay off. The little silver elephant. And again, luck and protection is by your side. Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus. I just saw my tattoo then. So you could have a tattoo of the Eye of Ra or Eye of Horus. Oh, 50. Angel number. 10th of the 8th, 8th of the 10th, 2nd of the 5th, 5th of the 2nd, 25th of the 4th, 5th of the 4th, 4th of the 8th, 8th of the 5th, 5th of the 8th, 64, stop it, 604, 6th of the 8th, 8th of the 6th, very nice. All right, my angels, lots of love and stay put. My advice, stay put. Just find balance. All right, lots of love.